How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, I want to talk to you about Bitcoin in my 2021 Bitcoin price prediction. Now, just off the bat, no, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is just my own opinion, but I think that we can kind of get an idea for where Bitcoin will be by the end of the year based on what's happening right now. Now, usually I cover stocks on this channel, but I have been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and stablecoin recently because I think that they present a really good value over the long term. Now, I'll walk you through it. If you're not a big believer in Bitcoin, I think you should still stay through to the end because I think there is going to be a lot of valuable information that you might not know. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Please hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. I know a lot of people that are probably going to be seeing me for the first time because I am doing this on Bitcoin and I usually don't talk about Bitcoin. Also, there's a link down there to Patreon if you want to know exactly what I'm selling and what I'm buying in real time. We've been doing really well on stocks recently. Also, there are 4,700 other people in there so you can talk to them about all different kinds of investments all the time. So definitely check that out. There is also a link down there to Webull if you want some free stocks. Just deposit $100. I appreciate that. Now, I've been putting my money where my mouth is on Bitcoin. I've been bullish on it for a little while, and I actually have about $33,000 in cryptocurrencies right now, $34,000. Now, this is split up between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and GUSD, which is a stable coin. If you guys want to check out, there is a link down there to BlockFi. You can get interest rates on your cryptocurrencies. For GUSD, it doesn't fluctuate in price, but it pays me 8.6% interest. Ethereum pays me 5.25% interest, and then Bitcoin pays me about 6% interest. So definitely check out the link down below to BlockFi if you want that. So Bitcoin has been going insane over the last couple weeks, especially with the news about Tesla putting $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Now, I'd been buying before this. I'd started to buy whenever it dropped down to about 30,000. I was buying more, 30 to 33,000. I bought more and then I bought more and bought more. Now, I've been bullish on this for a while, and I had seen people talk about Tesla possibly putting money into Bitcoin, and I won't go over that as much. I'll put it on the end screen if you haven't seen that video, but I won't go into that as much because I've covered it before. However, I want to talk about where this could go in the future. What is the 1-year prediction for this? And if you guys have watched the channel, I'm usually a little bit on the cautious side with my price predictions because I don't want to go and say it's going to hit 300,000 or 500,000 by the end of the year. Not that I don't think that it could or that it could do that like in 5 years. I'm just saying I am always a little bit cautious because I don't want to overshoot with my expectations. Now, ARK Invest has actually done a lot of this research for us. So in their big ideas for 2021 that came out just about 2 months ago, they talked about a few things. They talked about Bitcoin and they talked about institutions buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin's search volume versus its actual price. So if you look back in 2017, 2018, Bitcoin price was being searched a lot, meaning people were just trying to figure out what it was. People were trying to figure out what the price was. They didn't have a good idea for it. And then the price went up. It was really monkey see, monkey do. People were trying to buy into this because it was skyrocketing so much, but they didn't have a good idea for what it was necessarily. Now you can see the price continues to go up, but the search volume actually isn't as high. So I think you can kind of take a look at this and see what's causing what. I think people realize what Bitcoin is, and they are not having to search it up as much. They're not worried about it. It's more long-term holders now compared to just short-term traders. I think a lot of people, and I've talked to a lot of people that just buy it and try to forget about it. It's not money that they're going to take out anytime soon. They also have set the stage kind of for Ethereum. Because of this, a lot of people have been looking into other types of cryptocurrencies. Now, this is a really important graphic, and I talked about this when I did a video covering their big ideas for 2021. I covered this. Just if the S&P 500 companies put part of their balance sheet from cash into Bitcoin, what would this do? Now, this is really important right now because Tesla put about 8% of their cash into Bitcoin. If they put 0.1%, the value will go up about $4,000 per Bitcoin. Now, this is just if the S&P 500 companies buy into it. Now, if they put 1% of their cash, from their balance sheet into Bitcoin. Then it will go up about $40,000 per Bitcoin. This will go up to about $80,000. Now, if they put 10% of their balance sheet into Bitcoin, that will go up 400,000. So it'd be about 445,000 per Bitcoin. They also talk about institutions, right? If institutions put money into Bitcoin, they do something similar, right? If you look here, you can see how much it would go up depending on how much these institutions, pensions, all these types of funds put into Bitcoin. And it's around the same amount. If you put 6.5% allocation from these different institutions, you can see a $500,000 increase to Bitcoin. Now, if we look at technicals, right? If we just take a look at technicals, I know a lot of people do this. Generally, with these types of moving averages, if you're above the trend line, if you're above the simple moving average, then you're on an uptrend. You can see here over the last 200 days, we're well above the average. If we look at the last 100 days, you can see we're well above the average here too. If we look at the last 50 days, we have been trending up. If you look at the last 10 days, we're still above the simple moving average over here. Now, there has been a little back and forth the last few days, but I think we can see that it's definitely on an uptrend. So what is my price prediction? Well, I think we will see something like 80 to 100,000 per Bitcoin by the end of the year. And I realize I think that actually might be a little bit low. I'm always conservative though. I'm always conservative with my estimations because, again, I don't want to overshoot it, but I could definitely see it doubling by the end of the year because all it would take would be for 1% of the S&P 500 cash to be invested in Bitcoin. Now, if we also have some other funds that start allocating more money, I think we'll see it go up dramatically. We'll also see retail investors put larger percentages of their net worth into Bitcoin if that starts to happen. I think there are going to be slow movers. I think we're probably going to see maybe 10 to 50 different companies in the next quarter that have allocated some of their money to Bitcoin, especially after Tesla did this last quarter. We've already seen Square do this, and we've seen companies like Apple say that they're going to start allowing Apple Pay to work with Bitcoin, and PayPal is working with Bitcoin too. One of the oldest banks in the US, I think it is actually the oldest bank in the US, came out this week and said that they were going to allow some of their investors to invest in Bitcoin now. So there's going to be a big movement. The question is, how fast does it happen? And how big is the movement? So I could definitely see 80 to 100,000. Again, just a small percentage of cash would have to be converted. And I think we might actually see more than that. I actually covered an article that came out that actually said that they were hosting it was a big YouTube channel. They were hosting how to move money from cash to Bitcoin. And this YouTuber, he was doing it with large companies, and he said he had 1,400 companies already signed up for attendance when I saw it. So I think we'll see a massive move. Now, I am putting my money where my mouth is. Like I said, I have put about 12K in Bitcoin and 11K or 12K in Ethereum. I think this is going to do really well. I have about 20% of my investment portfolio, 15 to 20% allocated towards this. I have a lot more cash sitting around, but it's being saved up for a house. So if you guys want to get some interest, and this is how I kind of think about it, Bitcoin's paying me 6%. However, if the value doubles, it's still paying me 6%. So I might be getting $600 a year now, or a little bit more because it's not 10K in Bitcoin, but let's say it's $600 a year right now in interest. If that goes up to 20K, if it doubles, then I'm actually getting $1,200 in interest every year, and it's paid in Bitcoin. So I'm going to get more interest on my money because the value is going to go up most likely. So if you guys want some interest on your cryptocurrencies, you can check out the link down below. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think Bitcoin or even Ethereum are going to go to by the end of the year. I'm really interested. If you guys want me to do a video on Ethereum in the future and where I think it could go, there's a lot of potential there too. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to see my last video on Tesla and what they could be doing with Bitcoin, I'll put it up on the end screen. And if you want to see 5 different stocks in the biotech sector that I think could do quite well, I'll put it up here on the end screen too. Thank you, and I'll see you in one of these videos. Bye.